All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of Birds Banter Film Room. Today, we're going to talk about another Eagles win. The last time we had Don on, they beat the 49ers. Now we're going to talk about the great win against the New Orleans Saints.
The lucky charm. Just say it. The lucky charm. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Jalen Hurts comes in for his rookie debut as a starter. They win 27-24. Don, how you doing? Good to have you back here.
Thank you, Matt. Doing well, buddy.
Good.
Ready.
All right, so we're going to look at 4 plays today. The first two are going to be negative plays for the Eagles. So as we run through this play here, it's going to be Alvin Kamara scores a touchdown. He's going to run right into the end zone, pretty much untouched.
So, all right, so go ahead and run it. Pitched. All right, so if you go back and run it one more time, I want to show you something. First of all, the end, Josh Sweat takes a terrible angle.
Yeah.
Comes inside. I mean, that is, and here's the deal. That play was not well disguised, but it seemed to trip up the entire defense. And there's 3 players you got to look at. You got Sweat, you got Wallace, and you got Coleman, right?
Yep.
So Sweat's the end. You've got number 42, Kevon Wallace. He's just outside. And you got Coleman, who's your safety. Wallace and Sweat they just have bad reads, and they just make mistakes in their pursuit angles and their pursuit of the play. Coleman, I don't even get. The guy just stands in the end zone.
Yeah, he's coming back.
So when we get the other angle, you'll see Wallace bite on the inside instead of going outside, which you would head to the other get. Watch.
Yeah.
See that decision? Yeah.
It looks like both of the safety both in the end zone here, as this motion goes right to left on our screen, they both shift left, and then it just leaves nobody back on the back end.
Listen, it doesn't matter. They're trained for this, right? Yeah. But listen, do me a favor. I want to show you. This is what cracks me up, is go back to the very beginning. Go to the first angle.
Okay.
All right. I want you to just sit and watch the safety.
Okay.
Let's watch him.
$22.
No, yeah. So number 22 and 31. 31 just he reacts to the motion.
Yeah,
but they just I mean, listen, it was bad. Kamara is awesome. He's going to get that touchdown.
Yeah.
The only guys that had a shot were Sweat and Wallace, and honestly, Wallace probably had the best chance. And if he had just gone outside instead of inside, boom, it's done.
Yep. Yeah. So you mentioned Josh Sweat and his bad angle here. So I mean, it's a basic play for the Saints here. Sweat is going to look like he's almost going right for the quarterback, Taysom Hill. Hill's a running quarterback, but obviously Kamara is a very dynamic running back. So as a defensive coach with some background in coaching, what would you say to this defensive end here on a play like this? You're in the red zone. You know both these guys can run the ball.
So here's the deal. When you see stuff like this and people ask those kind of questions, they have gone through the preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He has keys and he's got reads. So his responsibility is Kamara first. Okay. And then he's got to have eyes towards the inside. Right. So go ahead and run it and then freeze it right away. Stop it. Okay. So listen, that could not be more obvious. And for a professional guy to miss that and to take the angle he took, and Kamara doesn't even hesitate. He doesn't stagger step right. There's nothing else going on. He literally takes off, right?
Yeah.
And with a running back like that in the backfield, you've got to – so when you prep for a team, right, you would – if it's Taysom Hill, you always want to stop whatever their number one thing is. Number one, you got to stop it, right? So with Breeze out, come on, it's the run. Yep. Kamara's a badass. Hill can run. So they are ready for this. Hill does not have enough speed to get outside. So I'm very surprised by Sweat because that guy is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Josh Sweat. I mean, he's a great player. But I mean, listen, if I'm the coach, I'm like, come on, man, what the fuck are you doing? Really? Mm-hmm. We prep for this. They watch hours and hours and hours of film. And it just cracks me up when I see stuff like that. But here's the deal. The game is a fluid thing, right? Things like that are going to happen. I mean, you're still human. You're going to react to certain things. And this play is key for another play later. So I'll go ahead and run the next play.
Sure. All right. So the next one, we're going to stay in the third quarter. It's going to be Emmanuel Sanders, his touchdown score um, on a backup corner here. As I find the play.
Is he talking about Seymour?
Yep, yeah, Kevon Seymour. Don and I are recording this on Sunday before the Eagles game. We're actually going to see Seymour quite a bit with Darius Slay out. But this is just
So
bad
listen,
coverage here.
let me just say something.
Yep.
This cat had great coverage.
Okay.
I mean, so let's watch it.
Sure. 41 at the bottom of your screen here.
So freeze it.
Yep.
Go back. I want to show you something. So what was the first play we just watched, right?
Mhm.
That play sets this play up.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he holds it out there for a second. That's key. And then listen, nobody's expecting Hill to throw this kind of ball.
Yeah.
I get that he played quarterback in college, and every now and then he steps in and does some things. This is a very good throw. The coverage, he was a couple steps behind him, but he closed the gap. And I mean, there's nothing you're going to do. This is a good play, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I was
But
kind
the
of
key to
surprised
this
here.
play and the reason
You get single coverage here.
let me just say this.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm kind of surprised that the Eagles put Seymour on Sanders with single coverage. I mean, he's just entering the game. An opposing offense is looking at that and saying, all right, we're going to attack that right away. So I think that was kind of where the Eagles got exposed.
Right, but here's the thing. Remember, I said when you prep for a team, you always want to take away whatever it is they do best,
Yeah.
right? And what they do best is run the ball, okay? Hill is a badass runner too, right?
Yep.
So I don't really have a problem with this. The entire play is set up by that fake. That fake is phenomenal
It is,
because what a fake like that does, even though you see it feels like everything is fluid, it will freeze everybody, right? If they
Everybody
freeze for
goes.
even a half a second, it's over. The other thing I looked at here is I thought the safety did double coverage here. Hold on a second. The safety did double coverage on the he covered underneath, which I was sort of surprised to run the
Okay.
play.
Yep.
So he could have made a choice to help out Seymour, but I mean, I get his responsibility is probably the middle of the field and the underneath. But honestly, still great throw. That cat will throw that 15 times and make one. If
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So that's bull. I mean, listen. Okay, great. You got. It's the other angle.
Yeah, you see the defense just completely bite on that
Yeah.
fake. Yeah, like you said, rare throw from Taysom Hill there.
Rare, and he had time too, but that's okay. Like I said, that fake was it.
Yeah.
You know, the Eagles were playing well. I think a lot of it had to do with the momentum they had on offense from Hurt. And I mean, listen, without Breeze, they're still a good team. Don't kid yourself.
Right.
Kamara is, if it's not Derrick Henry, Kamara I feel is like the best back in the league.
Yeah,
right
you can do it all.
Yeah,
Before we move on, one question for you. So the viewers are going to see this after the Eagles play the Cardinals. So we're already going to see what happens. But with a guy like Seymour, who's going to be playing probably 80% of snaps with some injuries at cornerback, what would you kind of scheme up defensively against a very good Cardinals team?
So here's the deal. Immediately, you assume that the Cardinals are game planning for Seymour. From what I saw, he seemed to do well when he was put into the game. What will happen is they will roll some of the coverage to help him, just depending on who's out there for the Cardinals. The Cardinals are tough because their quarterback can run and throw.
Yeah.
Right. He's a little shit, and I hope they put him out of the game. I can't stand that kid. But honestly, what they may do, like I said, they may roll the coverage, the safety. I don't care what they talk about in practice in the film. Safety knows that cat's never in there.
Yeah.
He knows, right? And so he will probably, like that last play we saw, if that's today, he may give him help downfield, right? So we'll see. Murray, he's tough, man, because he can run. And so that's going to be, honestly, that's going to be where it's at today. And the Eagles today are going to need, they're going to need some help up front today against the Cardinals. But yeah, Seymour, I don't think it's going to be a big deal, honestly. I mean, Murray's not Brady. He's not Rodgers. He's not Breeze.
Yeah. 100%. So the next play, we're going to go back to our boy Josh Sweat, who we talked about earlier, he gets a nice strip sack here. I think you're gonna like this play. We talked about it a little bit before, but just great defense here by the Eagles late in the game to close it out.
Well, it's two things on this one. Run it. All right, run it one more time.
Okay.
I want to show you something. Just watch Sweat off the ball.
Yep. 94 at the bottom for you guys seeing this.
Watch him. Boom. It goes inside.
On him.
Look at that lane. Look at that lane.
Mm-hmm.
So the other part of this is, I mean, Taysom, he was himself. He was a little indecisive, right? Yeah. But it doesn't matter. Kid made a play.
Yep. And the biggest positive from Josh Sweat is he's so long, and you watch him come in with his arms. Looks like his arms like 60 inches long. It just massive.
Yeah, and listen, he took a good route to the quarterback. The other thing we want to look at is start it over from that angle. Is so Hill was a little indecisive. There's always a reason for that. So let's look at the coverage out of the gate. The only thing he had was something underneath, maybe.
Yeah, Thomas here.
Yep. But listen, there's 5 guys back there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nowhere to go. Keep running it. Yeah, right here, 13.
Yep.
He was, but that's like I said, in the flow of a play, that's a tough one to get angry about.
Yeah, and Hill's not the type of quarterback to go through all those progressions and look back to the opposite side. He's pushing right. It's not like he's always going to be looking back left to make the play. Breeze could do something like that.
Well, listen, Hill, and let me just say something about Hill, and this applies to the Eagles quarterback too. When you can run, that's always an option to you. So it's okay to be indecisive. Brady, Breeze, those 2 guys, I mean, especially somebody like Tom Brady and or Ben Roethlisberger, they're statues. They have to find the throw. They have to go through first, second, third, and even fourth read progression. That's why they're so good.
Right. Yeah. So
listen, Hill's a beast, though.
Yeah, he is. He's aggressive. 100%.
He is aggressive.
And when Jalen Hurts was drafted, a lot of people compared them just because they're dynamic quarterbacks, but I don't think Jalen Hurts can run the way Hill does. He can run over a safety. He's amazing.
Well, the thing about Hurt is he's a big guy, right?
Yeah.
He throws better than Hill. He would not have played at the level he did if he couldn't throw. The kid can throw. We'll see. But like I said, man, the NFL, they always catch up.
Yep.
And Hurt's a rookie, so we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see Javon Hargrave get the recovery here. The last play really seals the deal for the Eagles. We're going to cover 4th and final play. Javon Hargrave with another sack on Taysom Hill kind of puts the Eagles in victory formation here. And
well, this is 2 things. When you watch this, Sweat and Graham get off their blocks. Like, watch this, and freeze it after the first 2 steps.
Right here.
No, one more.
Okay.
Look at this. So that is so I'm surprised because these are professional tackles and these are good tackles for the Saints.
Yeah.
This is they just get smashed by these guys. I mean, honestly, I expect that out of the kids I coach in high school. No. This is the pros. Watch this again. Start it over. Look at Graham up top. Sweat, you expect. Look at 71's in position.
Yep.
He just goes right by. Now, the other part to this play is Hill took a deeper drop. Typically, Breeze would have stepped up into the pocket. So to run a guy outside, make a pocket, that's okay. Here, no. God, the Eagles, they look good against a good team. And I mean, the Saints have the #1 defense.
Yeah, I know. And in my eyes, this is the advantage of having 2 very good defensive tackles because you see the ends kind of flush Hill forward, and then it's not like Hill can just escape it. He's got a very good defender right in front of him, ready to make the play. So it kind of creates a wall for him to he can't really run too much around the Eagles defense.
Yeah, he could have stepped up, though. They created enough of a lane on each side. A guy like Hill could have. The other thing I want you to watch is watch the downfield coverage. Okay?
All right.
So, again, if you look downfield, nowhere to go. Everybody's covered.
Absolutely.
And there is here, but he pulls up a little too late.
Yeah.
But honestly, that was a great play for the Eagles. Listen, man, I got to be honest. The Eagles are poised, I think, right now to make
Yeah.
a run. I think Hurt gives them a different look. We've seen this in the past throughout history. You get a guy that comes in and plays well.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So a question for you as a coach,
Yep.
when the Eagles put Jalen Hurts in against the Packers 2 weeks ago, it seemed like the entire team just went up a level, like defense, offense, special teams. So is there, when you're coaching a team, have you seen any situation where a player comes into the game that the team just wants to see, they love them, and then the whole team just gets that momentum? Do you think that's something that the Eagles are experiencing right now?
Well, yeah, I think it's twofold. One, um, Wentz, he just got worse. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and this is one of the things you want to see out of a quarterback. And I don't want to say that Wentz is necessarily this guy, but he was not improving at all. As the
Right.
games would go on, he would just get worse. He was indecisive. He couldn't run. He was holding on to the ball too long. And so that starts to, deflate a team. And what I've seen on TV, and plus I've coached forever, is sometimes new blood just gets new excitement. Okay.
Hmm.
And he was successful. And they've talked about him in practice. Everybody, even the players said they were kind of waiting for this.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, right? It's great, awesome. I think the Eagles got momentum. The division sucks, but at the end of the day, defensive coordinators in the NFL are spectacular. And listen, I watch a lot of film. You can see tendencies, you can see everything, and they will. I guarantee you, this week they went back and they watched his college film.
Mhm.
They watched his preseason film. They watch everything. So they're going to figure it out. It's just, let's see how the kid plays after that.
Yeah.
As long as he's decisive and aggressive, I think the team will respond to it. Yeah, that bleeds through to everybody, the coaches, the defense, special teams. Everybody gets fired up, and they got a shot for getting in first place. I
Yeah.
mean, Christ, the best record in the division is what? 5 wins, 6
Yeah,
wins?
5.
It's Come
It's
on.
crazy. Yeah.
Jesus, it's awful.
We're in week
Yeah.
15 right now.
What's that?
We're in week 15 and still at 5
5
wins.
wins.
Yeah.
I know. And two of the teams could make the playoffs. I mean, the Redskins are in the 4th spot in the playoffs. That's ridiculous,
Yeah.
or at least they were. So
Yeah.
the Eagles got a shot today, man. I mean, you should be pumped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you gonna?
One
Are you
last
gonna? Go
what's
ahead.
that?
Good.
Okay, yeah, one last question for you. So the Eagles have a lot of holes on offense and defense, but from your point of view, after watching the Eagles, seeing some of this film, is there a position that they should absolutely address early in the draft on defense, whether it's secondary, linebacker? Where's your head at there?
So here's the deal. They have a decent defensive line.
Right.
I think they either need somebody. They need a fat ass in the middle. They
Mhm.
got to get a little more penetration straight up the middle.
Yep.
But if you don't have that, because you can game plan for the ends all day long, but you can't game plan for 4 guys. That makes it hard. Number one.
Mhm.
Number two is I feel like their linebackers are a little suspect in coverage sometimes. But other than that, I mean, the Eagles, like I said, they're decent. It was nice for Seymour to step in and do what he did. I think that's gonna. We'll see what happens this week. I mean, for exactly what I said about Hurt, I guarantee you everybody's pulled film on him.
Mhm.
They're finding out his weaknesses and they'll attack him. But on the other side of the ball, the Eagles will game plan for that. They'll roll coverage. You're not in the pros if you can't play.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Right.
just going to tell you that straight up. But, like I said, the Eagles are in good position. I'm watching the Dallas game as we're talking. It looks like the Cowboys are going to win. They just
Great.
picked off the ball. But here, an
Yeah.
Eagles win. I mean, come on, man. They're back in the hunt.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
whoever
know.
wins the division will have 6 wins.
Yeah, probably 6 or 7,
6.
right?
That just makes, dude, come on. That's
Yeah.
awful.
I know it is.
And none of these guys are beating the Packers, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Steelers. I mean, none of these guys will get by them. Doesn't matter what side of what division or conference you're in. They're
Yeah.
just not going to get by these teams. However, it'll be nice for the Eagles to make it, right?
Yeah, I know. Just get some more experience. Why not?